Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next review for Anime Month. It's that time again, and hope you enjoy this month's next series of anime reviews, which I'll still be continuing with my episode of course, reviewing my episode reviews of the series I've been doing. So, but as for the rest of the anime series I've been doing the past few years now. So, hope you enjoy this next set of anime reviews, and let's get right down to the first one I'll be doing now. The first one of this month I'll be doing is one is called this, which I have heard of. It was been on my list of animes I wanted to get for a while, but I've watching it. I thought it was pretty decent, I would say. It's too bad they continue because this has based on light novels and its series on light novels has more volumes, and I think it's more in that story than this because it has 12 episodes. So, but anyway, the anime we'll be kicking off for Anime Month is one was called Chivalry of a Failed Knight. Now, Chivalry of a Failed Knight. As for the anime series itself, like I said, the anime series consists of 12 episodes. Which I think, after watching this, I think there was more to the story because, like I said, it's comprised of 18 light novels. So I think there was more to it. So I think they could have gone a bit further with more episodes like this, though. So, and as for the anime series, it was released in 2015. So there hasn't been no second season afterwards. So it's a shame. Kind of curious to how our two leads' relationship. Well, I'll get to that when I talk about the end of it, though. But anyway, in this story, it takes place in an alternate Japan where our characters are called Blazers. Now, Blazers, that they have like these abilities to, they're knights. Call themselves magical knights, you can say, and they sum up their weapons, which are called devices. And yeah, which is something which is made like through the person's soul, I guess. And at the Hagan Academy, where our lead guy named of Iki Kuragane, he at like how they rank these knights, at this academy from rank A to F, right? Well, our lead guy Iki, he's F rank because, and also he's been called the worst one for various reasons, like they think how he has like weak abilities, etc. Right? But there's also more to him that is like he's been despised by his own family, especially his father. His own family despises him, especially his father, except for his little sister Shizuku. Shizuku, who is obsessively, who loves her big brother a lot, even to the point where when she first joins up to the academy, first thing she does right off the bat, which I'm like, okay, that was like, okay, we got this, we have this, like, his little sister, just when she joins the academy, she comes up right up and just kisses him. I'm like, yeah, that happened, yeah. Yeah, there is some, like, a little bit, like, of harem, a little bit of fan service. Like, it wasn't completely, okay, there is a little bit fan service in this anime, though, but I don't think they overdid it with it. So there's, like, bits here and there, so I don't think it's not full-on fan service like High School DD, right? It's not that much ecchi or fan service like that is, though, but or Testament of Sister New Devil. That's not on the same level. That's not. There's just snippets here and there, so they didn't overly overdo it, though. But we see right off the bat that the little sister, yeah, she loves her brother that much because she also felt the fact that because he's been despised by his own family except for her, which she looks up to as well. So, but back with our guy though. That's what has some sort of tragic, some backstory, like how how the rest of his family was like successful of being knights though, and except he gets some when he was little, he got some encouraging words from his grandfather, and that's what he trained by himself to be the best of the knights. But the thing that is due to his, they say, of his weak abilities, that's why he's an F rank, and that's why he's been called the worst one at the school. And then until when a day of a princess from another country, by the name of Stella Vermilion, I think that's where her country's called Vermilion, which, of course, when I hear the word Vermilion, it makes me immediately think of Vermilion City from Pokemon, right? Vermilion City. Yeah, where the gym leader of Giovanni goes, where he lies there. Yeah, Vermilion City. That's what her name reminds me of immediately. But yeah, she's also we didn't get much of her backstory when she was little though. Like only in the first episode. That's what one thing it lacks of. I think we would, because for such our two leads, we got a lot more backstory with Iki more than with Stella's backstory, because we get the first episode we got like slightly of backstory when Stella was a little girl, how firstly she couldn't control her powers, but eventually she does though, master it. But there wasn't much more to her childhood back then, so. But of course when she joins the academy, the first thing, because our two leads are roommates in the same dorm, and of course the first thing what happens is when Iki first walks in and Stella is half naked basically. Although he's like, oh, I'm sorry. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that. Here, to make it feel better, here, I'll take my clothes off then to make it even. But after that though, because they have a mock battle, and Iki beats her, and then after that though, it's like immediately after that she immediately falls in love with Iki. So I thought that the love thing was a bit rushed. Like after that, she immediately starts falling in love with him, and to the point where there's a couple episodes later, they say they already started dating. So I think that little love thing was a bit rushed though. I mean, I don't mind a slow build up until the very end of the series when they acknowledge that they love each other. But I think it's about already that she already immediately falls in love with him and started to say, oh, the two are dating, and they say they're lovers and all that stuff. So I thought that love aspect was a bit rushed though. But about this academy though, more on this academy where they all these students, all these powers, with their devices become knights. They compete in this blazers. You could say blazers. They're from different different representatives for the 7-star Sword Art Festival, which is a tournament by, what was it called, 7 Mage Knight academies in Japan. So like different academies come together for this tournament to compete in this 7-star Sword Art tournament. And so we meet with other characters. And so our two leads and our Iki's little sister as well. We meet this guy by the name of, a guy who goes by the name of a girl's name by the name of Alice. Like there's basically acts sort of like he uses like words like honey, sweetie, and all stuff. And I mean, it's hard to say that a guy named calls himself Alice. I mean, I'm not gonna focus too much on that part though, but he so. And we don't get no backstory on him though, like how he got his ability and all that stuff. Like he says he controls shadows and stuff with his device. And then first they deal with a couple for the next couple series. Like they deal with a couple of bullies, like this one guy, which he's dubbed the Hunter. Like he knows about Iki and makes fun of him, this, him being the worst one. So by the time when those two fight, like the guy is like making fun of him because why he's been called the worst one, and have people making fun of him, but to the point where, of course, our lead guy fights back, and first he encourages the audience to make fun of him until when Stella says, "Hey," which shows that she does love him, right? But overall he overcomes and beats the guy with his ability, what was called perfect vision, where he can see when he sees the guy's attacks before they happen. He rushes in and knows where they're coming from, because like his other guy, the hunter, he can make himself invisible, so his attacks so he can use his perfect vision to see where the guy's attacking from, and then ultimately, of course, typical the spineless coward guy, like he's all talking, making fun of this guy, but when he gets basically defeated and he's at the guy's mercy, he's like, "Oh please, I surrender, I surrender." So, and you get that one guy, and then they get this other guy that's from this group from this other school, which actually the lead guy, he has glasses, he's like these glasses and like has like shark teeth, right? Where is it? Which this guy also, he's known as he's also a blazer by the name of, he's known as a sword eater, and he was bullying this. He goes after dojos, and he fought this one guy, this one older dojo guy by the name, who calls himself the Last Samurai, which are with the guy who's known as the Soul Eater is voiced by Andrew Love, which I've heard his voice a lot in a lot of anime, especially from ones I've enjoyed, especially from Maid-sama or Parasite, and among others as well, and like especially if you watch Maid-sama, he's the student council president of Miyabiga-oka. Or in Parasite, he's that serial killer Uragami. So yeah, so he voices this guy here, known as the Soul Eater, or Sword Eater. Sorry, not Soul Eater, Sword Eater. I was like, oh, I recognize him, yeah. And because he defeated the one who was known as the Last Samurai, the girl who's the guy, the Last Samurai's daughter. She basically wanted revenge on for what she did to her father, because he's been put in a coma, and wanted to get back at the guy. But one thing leads to another. She asked for his. She asked. Well, her name is like Icy. So I mispronounced the name though. Asked for Iki's help, and ultimately leads to another sword fight between him and the Sword Eater, and he wins, and he just walks out, right. And after that though, that girl just disappeared for the rest of the series. After when the Iki won against the guy and her father came out of his coma, she just disappeared after that. Before I forget more about the less of it, I forgot about I mentioned about the action, the sword action. Sword action, and of course, especially the animation. I thought the animation was pretty well done. As for a lot of animes I've enjoyed. The animation was pretty good. Thanks to the studio who did this was it Silver Link. Silver Link, I think they did a good job with the animation, especially when the action happens. I thought it was well animated when the action happens. So I'll give this props with its action, with the combination of the animation. The score for the show, not bad at all. The Japanese dub was good, and as for to me, I thought the English dub was pretty decent as well. For our lead guy who does the dubbing, Clint Beckham, decent as our lead guy Iki. Stella Vermillion, voiced by Lucy Christian. I thought she did pretty good especially when she's doing it with funny moments. I thought it was pretty funny. Lucy Christian, I think she also, speaking of Maid-sama, she also voiced Aoi, in Maid-sama as well. But I thought most more importantly that also she voiced Murno, and she voiced Murno in Parasite. For what I remember, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was going to make sure I get that right. Yeah. Lucy Christian, who voiced Stella Vermillion, voices Satomi Murano in Parasite, which I liked her voice in the anime as well. So, and I reviewed Parasite. I enjoy that show. Pardon me. Yeah, so she did a good job voicing as Stella Vermillion. So yeah, the voice of Murano from Parasite voices our lead girl in this. So that was nice. As for the other English dub voices, like Juliet Simmons as Shizuko the sister, I know I've heard her voice in other anime as well. And as I mentioned, Andrew Love was one of the voices of that one bully who took that dojo. But the other English dubs was also pretty good as well. So as for the action, the score, the sound, the score, the animation, the sword actions, it was all pretty good, and the dubbing too, as well as the Japanese dub. Give credit to that too. But as more further going on, there was more where how they after all that and they practiced for it because earlier they promised each other after that first mock battle, they promised each other when they get to the finals they would face each other again. So they made a promise of that, and like a little bit in the middle afterwards where they said, oh, they want to go out as boyfriend and girlfriend, right? Share a kiss, right? And at the point where they supposedly where the two of them they go on a supposed vacation, which is not though. But that's why where they climb this mountain, when it starts raining, Stella feels exhausted, and when they get to this cabin, of course we get a little bit of the fan service, but not much. There wasn't that much nudity, you can say, but that's where they could how the relation goes. Like there was a point where Stella says, "Oh, do you want to do it?" You can say, but Iki restrains himself because he thinks of how both their families are going to feel about that. So I think they said that they better wait on that, which she respectfully says, and it's like, oh, okay, it's fine. Until they get attacked by these golems and they get rescued by the student council, and the student council president has this powerful sword technique, which he conjures up lightning, which he face in the tournament as well. Which that student council president fights Iki's sister, which the animation when the sister she has the ability to conjure up water and ice. With the mix with the fight and the animation, that was pretty good when she fights against the student council president with her lightning stuff, right? But ultimately, the student council president beats her, though. And there was a point where afterwards where the two of where a guy Iki and Stella where they kissed, but then someone took a picture and that got out to the school. And so Iki has gone to this hearing with this, especially his family hears about this, and he goes to this hearing. He's been like, this whole entire thing, this whole scandal thing, which he goes and sees his father because he's been emotionally exhausted because he's been incarcerated, but he's doing the fights too, but it's been physically exhausting him, and. There's a point where he talks to his father, and basically his father despises him still. What he said, in the dub version says, if you can't achieve, don't try to achieve. So basically, his own son still means nothing to him. Basically, yeah, his father's a dick, basically, an a-hole dick, right? I'm like deadbeat dad, right? Because how we can't meet to his expectations, just being despised, outcasted. This is why, how his sister despises her family because of what they have disrespected to Iki. So, and there's a point where ultimately where the kind of time comes that when he faces against the student council president, that there's this one guy who works for his father. They expect him to lose, right? But despite being exhausted, though, he gets encouragement from Stella and all of his friends and the other students at the academy. So he works with give him, the power of love, right? You've got to believe in the power of love. The song from Sailor Moon. So he faced off against the student council president and what's her name, Toka. Toka is her name. And they basically want to just do it in one. They just go all out in one big move. They both conjure up their powers to full potential, and one swipe each, he beats her. Just one big move. And that one guy who works with his father is like, oh, that's cheating. That's not fair. Until he goes, all of a sudden goes out and attacks. Just tries to go out and attack him on, and then Stella just goes and just calling her name, just basically shoves that fat ass out of the way. Basically, I'm like, yeah, you deserve it, you fat ass. Until that's when, till in front of the whole entire school in that arena, he confesses fully to her that they say the two of us should be a family. Basically, he proposed to her in front of everybody. And there was a point at the end where Iki's father gets a call from the Emperor of Vermilion, Stella's father, talk about the reflection of that. So they decided to drop that scandal, and basically, they two acknowledge that they get their medals for their tournaments, and Iki gets to hold the school flag, and then it ends with the two of them which they're about to discuss of them two being their marriage, right? Until when they get interrupted. But I think there was more to it than the source. I know I haven't read the light novels, so I can't say anything. But as for the series go, I think there was more to the story in the light novels after this. So that's why probably could have been left for a second season to see how their relationship goes, when their marriage and all that stuff, though. But I think there's more to it in the light novels, though. But since this consisted of 12 episodes, so we will get more further on the story on that. So, but Chivalry of a Failed Knight, which our Glee guy becomes called the worst one. He's been called another one. How he rose up from being a nothing loser, they could say, to a full, for an F-ranked guy F-ranked knight like him becomes a full. Well, he didn't upgrade though, but he gave everybody's respect to how he became a great knight, basically, to everybody. So, but overall, and also and it was a successful, happy ending for the two. She fell in love with him, and he fully confessed to her, and now they both engaged to be married. So it was overall, the story wasn't that bad for a action romance. For an actual / romance, I don't think it was not that bad at all. Like I said, for the positives, like I said, for both the Japanese and the English dub was good. The animation was well done, especially when they handle with the action scenes. The animation with the action scenes, that was well done. They didn't completely overdo it with the fan service. There was bits of here and there, but I don't think it was not overly done. Like I said, it's not the same high school DD. No, it's not the same level as that. No. But I thought our two leads, I thought they were pretty good on their own, I would say. And overall, the Chivalry of a Failed Knight, I don't think it wasn't that bad. I don't think it was not that bad at all. Like I said, certain characters, like I said, that one girl, Iki helped out to get her dojo back because of her father. After that, she just disappeared. I think the immediate love thing, after the first 2 episodes, that our girl Stella Vermilion immediately just fell in love with him after that. So I thought it was kind of a big rush. I mean, Yeah, but don't mind you building up after like until the end when she says, "Oh, we love each other," right? But immediately they like 2 or 3 episodes later, they already started dating, and so. But I didn't mind. I can let it slide though. But also I'll gotta mention the opening, like the opening intro with the theme of that was also pretty good as well. Like it immediately starts with both of them side by side, black and white, with their eyes dubbed red. And the song was pretty good. The OP song was pretty good too, and the intro was pretty well done as well. Gotta mention that as well, the intro. So overall, yeah, Chivalry of a Failed Knight, I thought it was not bad of a series. Like I said, it could leave room for another season because I think there was more to the story because there was more in the light novels. Like there's 18 light novels. I think there was more after like the story continued after 12 episodes more. So, oh well. But yeah, but Chivalry of a Failed Knight, it was not that bad. It was like I said, not that bad of a series. So hope you enjoyed this. Hope you enjoyed this review. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next more to come for the next review in Anime Month, and we'll see you all later.